that the rank of team organized between John Dramani Mahama and the EC. That's where the problem was. But John Dramani Mahama and Nana Adjunct and not the EC. The court indeed has granted the weight doing so. The court said that, well, it's a human, as human as we are, we all do make mistakes, and therefore there should go back for that mistake. And finally, by 4 p.m. today, and the respondent, the president and the lawyer, should also get their food to the Supreme Court by close of the day on Friday, the 15th of January 2020. This is what happened Friday. The main subsidy, like on previous occasions where the contract was almost 8 hours, less than 30 minutes, and that is so sitting the 19th of January, and then that's what we can report from here on.
All right. So, was there opposition from the lawyers of the respondents?
Not at all. Not at all. There was no stringent opposition from lawyers of the president. They only received the petition of but when they came out of the courtroom and spoke to the media, the lawyer for the president, led by Mr. Frank Davis, he also endorsed the fact that, well, once we are all in the human society, people are bound to make mistakes, and that the NDP is defeated. This is what the competent was master and one of these mistakes, and if they have drafted them, so they will be looking for them to file so that the lawyers of the president will also respond appropriately by the 15th.
Right. Thank you very much. Abdul Hai Mumen is our man on the ground. George, you also have Edward Nyako. He's also on the line. He's also at the Supreme Court. Edward, can you paint a picture of how the Supreme Court and its presence is looking like at this particular point?
Well, at the moment, because the third person about the system is closed or just comes to an end, almost all the lawyers represent the various parts that accuse the NDC President Mahama and the President Kufuor all left. It is fair to know the two justices, the 7-member panel has in the case report when the Chief Justice then Justice Samuel Masusai, the Justice Professor Nia, Justice Kufuor and Justice Maria. So we were 7 judges that not in the motion that was passed against this morning. Yeah, there were heavy duty questions in concerning this to ensure that it's not all. It was smooth in the sense that the party supported around. I think that is because it's heavy disposal, no matter what and all, residents can come in to the process of the Supreme Court. If you look at what happened there, I don't know what is going to happen, but none of the judges, 3 remaining judges are staff going to the legislature. Apart from the Chief Justice, 2 of them are justices, and Justice Basketball, none of them were on this panel and later get the motion that was passed against the amendment petition. So, because they remember, but it's all most of the judges are part of the case. When not, 6 of them are retired. None of the president of the judges Justice Adeke, there were 3 women on the panel. Justice Kufuor, Justice Yushi, and then Justice Adeke. They all retired, and the other 3. One of them is another justice, Justice Adeke, and then we have Justice State, and then Justice Basketball, but they were not part.
All right.
The panel are this moment.
All right. Thank you very much, Edward. It appears the lines are just not,
having some challenges
because of the nature of that particular area.
Wanted to find out if the panel we have that sat today, it's going to be the panel that's going to run through.
I mean, I didn't hear what he said exactly. I don't know exactly what transpired, so it's difficult to make. Because
he said that there was 7-member panel, of which the Chief Justice was part.
Okay.
And it was just 2. That's part from the 2012 petition, but most of the panel members are just new to this particular case, because the previous one, most of the judges are on retirement now. So I was just wondering if this panel sat, does it mean that it's the same panel that's going to run through?
I mean, not knowing exactly what transpired is difficult to make that determination right now. Maybe in the course of the day we have some more information, and moving forward we'll be able to tell exactly what panel will be empaneled to sit on the case. That's information that will be made known to the public anyway, so we should just wait and see once the official statement is made to that effect. That is, if it's made, but we will find out at some point in time.
In determining the panel, is it at the discretion of the Chief Justice, or there's a process that?
Yes, the Chief Justice is the Chief Justice, as the name suggests, of the Republic of Ghana, and he or she, as the case may be, is entitled to empanel judges to hear certain matters, especially in the Supreme Court. So it's totally at his discretion, and so we can expect that a panel will be empaneled. He has the power to do so statutorily, and so he could, he can, and he will be the one who would empanel the justices that will sit on this particular matter.
And he doesn't need an approval from any of the parties?
No, I mean, the judiciary is an independent branch of government, and if you read the Constitution, I believe from Article 125 thereabout, it makes it clear that the judiciary is independent and is not subject to the direction or control of any other authority, including the president's parliament or anyone for that matter. So they're totally an independent branch of government, and they can do as they please, of course, within the confines of the law. So yes, no one can control or tell or determine how the panel is to be made, except the Chief Justice himself.
But a party to the case can raise an objection against any of the panel members?
Of course. I mean, it's allowed, and there's a rule of natural justice, as we are aware of in law and in legal proceedings. So we know that there are 2 strands generally of this principle of natural justice, audio term patem and nemo iudex in causa suas. What these simply mean is that, for instance, if a justice on the case has an interest, or it is alleged that he has an interest in the matter, then no, I wouldn't say a case. I'm trying to break it down in as simple terms as possible. You can raise that
argument.
Yes, and then ask the justice to be recused. For instance, we saw that in the application that was sent to the Supreme Court emanating from the Hohoi High Court in relation to the Hohoi seat in Pitamewu, there was such objection raised in terms of one of the justices, and it was dismissed. So of course you can raise that to ask a justice to recuse themselves where he has a personal interest in the matter, or where there's a likelihood of bias, and all that. So yes, it's allowed. You can do that, and it will be determined upon.
Okay. So I think we'll be wrapping up on this matter, because they've agenda case, you know. So, but in the case of the Pitamewu case, the ruling was that because it was not his fault that the people of Sao didn't vote, he could still go on to hold himself as MP. Now, in the presidential petition, it is maybe to put it, it should be the fault of the EC that they declared there is so the NDC is saying that the figures are not correct. So that's the fault of the of the Electoral Commission, and not the second respondent. Can we bring that case into this?
Right, just hold on. I mean, what you're seeing now, what transpired at the Supreme Court minutes ago. So, at least these are pictures of what really happened at the Supreme Court minutes ago. Yes.
So you're saying, can we compare the two situations?
Right.
I think they're two different situations
right.
Altogether. In one sense, we're talking about a parliamentary election dispute, if you may, but it was more of a human rights application. The fact that people were disenfranchised, they were not allowed to vote. And like you're saying, that falls at the door of the Electoral Commission.
Okay.
And it is in that sense, I believe you're saying that with the presidential election petition too, in the same vein, the EC declared the results, which is being challenged by the candidate who feels that something happened that shouldn't have happened. So, I mean, of course he has that right, and we're seeing it before our eyes. He has that right to go to the Supreme Court to ask the court to do something about it in the form of the election petition. As to whether the two are the same or are comparable, I mean, to the extent that the Electoral Commission is a respondent in both of those instances, and obviously it's the Electoral Commission that conducted the election, so any challenge of the validity of the election of either the president or a member of parliament, the EC will be involved one way or the other, because like you rightly pointed out, the candidate who stands in an election is not the one who declares the results or conducts the election in the first place. So if you're challenging the validity of his election, necessarily you are challenging the Electoral Commission as well. So to that extent, then we can say there are similarities, but there are two different things altogether, because one deals with a parliamentary issue, the other deals with a presidential petition.
All right. Okay. So we'll end our broadcast here. Sure. We'll leave it here. And on the 19th, I'm told, the next sitting, and we're going to bring you that one too, live here on Ghana Television and on GBC News, and also on radio, Unique 95.7, and across the 16 regions of this country. Thank you very much for joining us. We say thanks to our guest, lawyer, Dr. Kwekwajiman Budu. He's a lawyer, he's a law lecturer, and also head of Law Center's Gimpa Faculty of Law. My name is George Sapo, and I did this with...
My name is Maurice Ogbete. Thank you for joining us on today's edition. As I said, we'll bring you fair, balanced, and objective reportage from the Supreme Court. We will leave you to make the judgment for yourself, and we'll resist any temptation to go into the merits of the matter.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. And enjoy the rest of our programs.